guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a very educational article which most certainly is going to ruffle the feathers of your average thin-skinned nice guy, which is titled 10 Brutal Unfiltered Truths About Women That Most Men Are Too Weak to Handle. And guys, this article really hits home about things that you guys are well aware of, things I've been talking about for the last 6 years on YouTube, really the ugly truth about the gals. And this guy here who's writing this article, this guy clearly either is now or at some point in his life was your stereotypical bad boy player. This actually comes from the platform Substack, and this guy's account, or whatever you want to call it, his name is Day, D-A-Y. I recommend you checking it out. And he goes in this whole thing, unfiltered truths about the gals that every guy should know. This literally should be something that everybody should print out and every young guy should read early on by the time he's like in junior high at the latest, because it's the dead-on truth. The problem is this is stuff that a lot of guys simply cannot handle. But since I'm in the business of ruffling feathers, that's why I get out of bed every morning, I'm definitely going to cover this. And if you listen to this, you're going to be a little wiser. And I might add, if you have decided to walk away, and you know what I mean by that, this is only going to reinforce why you do it. So we're going to, again, learn something new or be reinforced in that knowledge today. So he says here, women will never tell you these secrets, but they'll use them against you every single day. See, right there. Gets right down to it. You ever watch a guy get emotionally curb stomped by a woman in real time? It's like watching a baby deer wander into a freeway, cute, naive, and about to get absolutely demolished. You see the signs, she's texting less, busy, she's busy more, and suddenly dressing like she's about to star in a rap video, but our boy, he's out here whistling in the dark, sending good morning texts like a man who still believes in Santa Claus. Meanwhile, she's already plotting her exit strategy like a CIA operative in a hostage situation, and she moves like James Bond. Right there. Right there. And I'm sure some of you guys, if you're honest with yourselves, were that guy at some point. Right there. He says, see, most guys think women are delicate little flowers. Sweet, gentle, incapable of pure, calculated savagery. Let me be clear, women are way colder than you, my friend, if you don't learn the game. Congratulations, you just signed up to be the emotional support puppy while she auditions new options, multiple choices brother. Yeah, exactly. If guys don't understand this, they're just going to be demolished. I mean, guys are always going to be demolished since the beginning of time. Look what happened to Adam in the freaking Garden of Eden. But especially nowadays. And yeah, they are cold and calculating and don't care. How many stories have I covered here? Thousands. Thousands over the years to show you how cold they can be and drop a guy like that. He says, okay, listen up. Most men will walk through life clueless about women. They think they understand them because they watched a few TikTok videos, read some surface-level psychology, or, God forbid, took advice from a woman on how to get a woman. Where's your dad? Right there. That's one of the first things he says. You don't take advice about women from women. Let me be clear here. Women will never tell you the truth about themselves. Not because they're evil, not because they're plotting against you, but because they don't even fully understand themselves, but I do. And this guy does. And yeah, guess what? There are some out there that are evil and do things on purpose. But yeah, most don't get themselves. That's the funny part. Here is 10 brutal, unfiltered truths about women that most men will never figure out. If you can handle this, you'll be ahead of 99% of the guys out there. If you cannot, well, enjoy getting manipulated, friend-zoned, or emotionally obliterated for the rest of your life. I like this guy. Number 1, here we go. She's already picked who's in charge, you or her. The moment a woman meets you, she decides consciously or not whether you're above her or below her. She will never respect a man she sees as below her. She may date him, use him, marry him, but she'll never desire him. Women only fall for men they see as superior in some way. Looks, status, confidence, presence. It doesn't matter how you get there, but if she doesn't feel it, you are done. And once she places you in that inferior box, you will never get out. Right there. A woman can decide whether she wants to sleep with a guy probably within a matter of seconds of meeting him. Dead on. Absolutely. I mean, just the same way a guy can look at a woman and be like, yes, no, boom, like that. And right here. They're going to fall for guys they see as above them in some way. Number 2, she loves a little bit of chaos. This gets back into me saying how they love drama. A woman's life without emotional turbulence is boring to her. She craves excitement, tension, a roller coaster. The guy who provides one only stability, predictability, and comfort, she'll cheat on him with the guy who brings her uncertainty. This is why women chase guys who confuse them. The "why hasn't he texted back" feeling is much more exciting than the "good morning beautiful" text. If she does exactly what you're doing at all times, she loses interest. A little mystery, a little control drama keeps her obsessed. Yes. How many times, guys, have gals, you've heard this yourself from girls you're friends with, or maybe your sister or your cousin or something, girls you know, and they chase after the guy they can never get a hold of. She's sitting there waiting for him to respond. He's confusing her. She's the emotions, the butterflies. They go for that guy because he gives them excitement, drama, all that. Mr. Nice Guy doesn't give her any of that stuff, and she gets bored real quick. End of story. They're always going to chase the guy that gives them the butterflies, the excitement. Whether they're in high school or in their freaking 70s or 80s and they're old at the old people home. Number 3, she will never tell you the real number. Now we're talking about the big number, body count. He says, if she says she slept with 5 guys, double it. At least. If she says 10, assume 20. And if she says she lost track, brother, run. This is only true of hoes. There are still good girls out there, more than you think. Women will lie to protect their image. And they have to, because they know most men can't handle the truth. If you think the girl who's only been with 3 guys hasn't also had a wild one-night stand in Mexico that she'll never admit to you, you're living in a fantasy. Every gal has a past. Most men just don't want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. Well, usually her rabbit hole goes very deep. Holes. But I disagree with him, number 1, saying at least double it. Nowadays, I mean, it's always been at least triple it. Nowadays, probably quadruple that number. And the part where he said that men can't handle the truth. No, guys can handle an awful lot. We just don't want to deal with it. No guy wants to be in a relationship with, or God forbid, marry the village bicycle. Number 4, women hate nice men, but they'll never say it out loud. Yep. They say they want a sweet, caring, supportive guy. That is a lie. A woman respects strength. If you're overly accommodating, if you never disagree with her, if you're constantly available, she will lose attraction immediately. Women don't fall for pushover providers. They fall for men who lead, challenge, and keep them on their toes. You ever notice that guys women cry over, chase after, and write 3 a.m. drunken texts to are the ones who don't bend over backwards for them? Yeah. See? Exactly. They can't stand nice guys. Nice guys repel them. And a lot of guys cannot understand the difference between just being a decent guy. They see nice guys pushover, boring, predictable, accommodating, kissing their butt, put them on the pedestal, treat them like they're their sole reason to live. This is all crap that nice guys do, and I'm sure a lot of you, if you're honest, have done these things, and where to get you? Nowhere. Number 5, she will never love you more than she loves herself. A woman's true loyalty is to herself and her emotions. If she has to choose between protecting her own self-image and standing by you in a tough situation, she'll choose herself every time. This is why women can go from "I love you" to blocking you in less than 3 seconds. If protecting her reputation, emotions, or social standing means flipping on you, she'll do it without thinking. Well, a lot will. There are women out there that wouldn't do that. There are some good ones out there that will stick by their man in spite of tough times and all that. But she has to, number 1, respect him. And number 2, because she respects him, she loves him. She ain't going to do all that and stand by him in spite of the hard times if she doesn't respect or love him. Number 6. This is a good one. She has a backup plan or 3. She may love you, but she's not stupid. She's got options. And if she doesn't have them now, she knows how to get them within 24 hours. Women understand social leverage better than men. They're constantly keeping potential replacements in orbit, and even if they never admit it. The just a friend guy, he'll sleep with her in a second. The ex who means nothing to her, still in the DMs. That coworker she claims is annoying, he's one bad day away from taking your place. If you slip up and lose your edge, she's already mentally moved on before you even realize what's happening. Yes, they always have. If the woman is remotely attractive, she's got options. And the better looking she is, she has a never-ending supply of guys wherever she goes, on her job, where she gets her morning coffee, the gym she goes to, anywhere, of guys that are checking her out, that want her, and she can have like that, and she knows it. Absolutely. And this is why, as a guy, you better draw some serious boundaries in the relationship. This is why I advise you don't ever get in a relationship or marry 9s and 10s. Some people may call you insecure, that you can't handle it. No, you're not stupid. 8 is as far as you should ever go in terms of relationship. And even then, you're going to be on your fucking toes, and you better lay out boundaries. And this is why a guy has the right to pay attention, you know? Yeah, the whole, oh, he's just a friend. Sure. And to mention the guy at work that she doesn't like. Sure. I did a video a couple days ago about that, where a woman was talking about, you guys saw this, about the Ring cameras, that story about the guy who busted his girl with the Ring cameras. She was complaining about this guy she worked with. Who do you think she was hooking up with? The guy she was complaining about at work. Number 7, she feeds off your masculinity. A woman in love mirrors the energy of a man she's with. If she's bratty, moody, difficult, or pulling away, it's because you're not in your masculine frame. Strong, dominant men create feminine, submissive women. Weak, uncertain men create disrespectful, masculine women. If she's constantly testing you, challenging you, and making your life harder, that's just how she or saying that's just how she is. That's just how she treats a man she doesn't fully respect. Exactly. Guys, you got to be leaders. You got to be men. And if you don't act that way, she's going to act that way. And there's nothing more of a turnoff than a masculine, hard-headed, G.I. Joe type of freaking woman out there. Nasty. But she's going to act that way. Well, some are going to be that way anyway, because they probably grew up in a household where mom was like that, and, you know, they were conditioned to be that way by the movement and all that. But a lot of times because they're guys acting like a mangina. Number 8, she loves a man who can break her heart, but will not. The guy women fall for the hardest are the ones who could destroy them emotionally, but choose not to. In other words, the guys that are a catch that they want and are chasing after. She wants a man who has options but is disciplined enough to stick with her. A man who can leave at a moment but stays because he wants to. That's real security. Not the guy who begs to be kept around, but the one who could disappear and just be fine. I've always said, guys, that your girl needs to know that if she crosses the line, whatever that line is, and pushes you too far, you could walk like that. Even if it means to lose everything. You're not going to tolerate her shit. That's the only way you're going to get true respect for her. And if you're a guy with options and you're still with her, you know. Number 9, if you're not jealous at least a little bit, she's bored. This is one I disagree with, but I'll read it anyway and say what I got to say. He says, women need to see that you care enough to get territorial. Not insecure, not paranoid, just possessive enough to let you know she's yours. A woman with a completely passive boyfriend will start testing him just to get a reaction. She'll start flirting, pushing boundaries, and making innocent comments about other men. Why? Because she wants to feel claimed. If you act like you don't care at all, she'll start searching for a man who does. Well, yes, if you stop acting like you care, that's going to bother her. But he's making out to be like, if you're not acting territorial, then she's going to test how much you care by flirting with other guys and see if you'll come in there and protect her and all that. Here's the thing. Gals will do that anyway, whether you're being territorial or not. There are women out there that would love, if it hasn't happened yet, to have guys fight for them. Like physically get into a fist fight over her. Oh, that's a dream. Ones that love drama, they'll do that. And maybe some might, and they all test. So some may do that just to see if you care. But I think if you're a guy who she clearly respects, who takes the lead and is masculine, you don't need to act territorial for her to do that. And she'll be happy with you anyway, again, if you're being a leader and you're viewed as a prize. But having to act like all territorial, just, no. And if she's pulling shit like that, guys, to throw testy by flirting with other guys and stirring up shit to see if you might fight for her, walk away. That's a disaster. That shit can't be tolerated. Number 10, women are never truly single. This is going to ruffle some feathers. When a guy is single, he actually is single. No options, no backup. He's sitting alone, scrolling through his phone, wondering how to get back in the game. When a woman is single, she's got 10 guys waiting in line. Some she keeps around for attention, some she's considering, and 1 or 2 she might actually like. Women transition between relationships. They rarely start fresh. They always have someone warming up on the sidelines before they make their next move. Yep. The new guy she's with was not new. He was there the whole time. She just didn't pull the trigger until she was done with the last guy. So many guys, when there's a breakup, they are just completely baffled at how quickly she moved on. That's because, well, number one, she's probably been done with you for a while, and she's been, fostering the next prospect. She already had different guys that she knows like her from work, from the gym, from her coffee shop, from her friendship circle, friends of friends that she met at some party at Jessica's house 6 months ago, whatever, and already nurturing that. So when there's the breakup, boom, she's on to the next one. They have options. This is why, again, you got to lay out boundaries early on. And in my opinion, especially nowadays when literally on the phone, options are everywhere, a guy has a right to peruse the phone every now and again and pay attention to that. Dead freaking on. He says, anyway, went on about that's the new guy that the new guy she's with wasn't new. He was just there the whole time. She just didn't pull the trigger until she was done with the last guy. Well, he wraps this up saying, you're either waking up or you're getting used. Most men live in fantasy land. They take women at face value, believe what they say instead of what they do, and get blindsided when reality punches them in the face. But if you actually understand women, if you learn how they truly think and what they truly want, you'll never get played again, and better you start winning. There you go. That was dead on, absolute, brutal honesty, which everybody needs, and really makes the point. And so for you guys out there that have walked away, just reinforce, you just don't need this crap. But for you guys that are relationship guys or do dating and pickup or whatever you do, you should be walking away wiser after listening to this whole thing. And if you're stumbling on this channel for the first time and this information shocks you, well, lose the thin skin, wake up, because this is reality. I'm 48 years old. I've been around many a block, many a times, and believe me, this is dead freaking on. Absolutely. And guys that do the opposite of these things he's talked about, they end up like some of these poor saps out there in the countless thousands of stories I've covered on all 3 channels over the last few years. So guys, wake up to reality. And here's the other thing. I got my 4%ers. The 4% of the audience that are women that like my channel and don't hate me, I'm sure that they're listening to this and they're like, and they're agreeing to this. Or they'll agree to the majority of it. But remember, a lot of women out there don't understand exactly how they're wired. They claim they do. I don't need a man to tell me how I think. Bullshit. Yes, we do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this. But anyhow, very good. Again, that is from the platform Substack, and the guy's name is Day, D-A-Y. And I'll post a link to this dude's thing. Check it out. Show him some love. And I appreciate him doing that. So, guys, there you go. You walk away a little wiser. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you got a good story to share, or you found a good article you want me to cover, just send it my way, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.